Roundeye. It's Thursday. It's Mark Pires.
I was walking down the road
And
today,
this is day 1508 of the longest running show on the planet. It's Mark Pires. We've been doing this for 4+ years every single day. Just connecting, trying to do some silly things, write some songs. I got a new string on the guitar today, so we're going to be pulling that out in a little while. But Roundeye. Guys, we have a comedy series that we started here about the greatest sensei of all time, Bruce Lee sensei. Taught him everything he knows. And I think what we have to do before we play the new episode is we have to play the original. You need to understand the origins of Roundeye. Where did Roundeye come from? We're going to get into it. Matt Zabrowski, of course, is here, as per usual, to drop a woohoo. And yes, Pamela, Joanne's wheezing. Trish Killian's here. I see S-Coop. I see Days of Perception. And when you have some perception, you can see it all. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, you know when S-Coop is kicking it with us and then some random frog is from the top here? You know? Wharton Thistle? Oh, my goodness. Guys, it's a great day when Wharton's here from the top of the show. So, Roundeye. I'm so excited about this. You know, we like to push the envelope here. I don't really swear on this show. I mean, there's an occasional moment where I just kind of get, the moment takes me there. But in general, I just keep it pretty clean. But pushing the envelope as a comedian is extremely important. You can't keep it simple. You got to always dig deep and find something. And I find it interesting that, like, everything that we do here, nobody ever taught me how to do any of it, you know? I never took music lessons. I never took, classes to learn how to do comedy. Never been on stage and did stand-up comedy. This is just what I think has always been inside of me. All my impressions, everything has now come forward in this show where now I'm doing stand-up here essentially, but it's something different. This is like an SNL experience when we get into the comedy because it's almost, I would imagine, as if somebody who had a mind like Robin Williams was on SNL just creating within a concept. Like, I wish I had writers who were like, hey, okay, now try this. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, you give me some ideas. You guys know. You give me ideas and I'm going for the freaking gold. I don't know where the gold is. I have no idea where it is, but every day we dig until we find it. And I think that's, to me, one of the most beautiful, I guess, takeaways from this entire experience here is that if you keep trying, if you keep working, you can eventually find something that's meaningful. And every day I try to see if we can catalog something meaningful. So when it's eventually, an episode someone wants to go back and watch, they find that. They can go through the process of understanding what the treasure is in every episode. Zabrowski, can we get a woo-hoo? Woo-hoo! Zabrowski! 7.6. Zabrowski, you jumped on my... I was like almost there when you woo-hooed me. You got to give me the woo-hoo on the proper point. When I get to here, then you woohoo. If I'm here, Zabrowski, and you're already woohooing us, I'm sorry, you're in the 7s. Yeah, I don't care if you're a Grammy winner. But I am a Grammy winner. I don't give a crap. You got to learn to get a cue. Take cue. You've been listening to too much wheezing from Joanne, and it's just kind of like in your ears, I think. So it's just rattling around. And you couldn't even visualize the point. You went, woohoo, jumping all over it, Zabrowski. Jumping all over it. So, guys, we're here. 1,508 days in a row. The longest show that exists. And I think, like I said, before we get into the newest episode, you need to see the origins of where this character started. And then you'll understand why we now have a new comedy series. And I think it's going to develop. It has to, because it seems like every time we do one of these, it turns into at least 5 to 7 episodes, and then we got something that could be a movie. and this is almost feeling like it could be a movie. So we'll see. But I do want to say this. You know, when you're a sensei, everybody's just like wondering when you're going to, why can't I find it within my, let's just see. I got to when I type in, it's unbelievable. When I type this in, do you know nothing comes up? Why isn't it in here? It's one of my freaking videos. Let's see. Greatest sensei. Let's see if that brings up anything. Greatest. You know, did they wipe away my freaking episode? Where is it? Where is the Roundeye episode? You know, YouTube. Censorship. You don't want me to do that one? Why not? It's a funny episode. Based in truth. You know, back in the 80s. This is like, it was a funny thing. Now all of a sudden everybody's so touchy about everything. But when I was a kid, there's a lot of stereotypes, you know? And you could either have thick skin or you could be like, wah, wah, wah. I'm not a wah, wah, wah guy, okay? I like to joke, have a good time within all of the silliness that's going on in the world. And I will scroll until I find this episode. Thanks, YouTube, for not allowing it to show up in my search because it has a stereotypical name in it. Isn't that pretty ridiculous that they won't even allow you to find it in your own videos because it says something that they don't like? Come on, we're almost there. I know. I can feel it. Nope. You know, it's like when you start to feel like you're, oh, found it! Bruce Lee's Master Reveals All. That's what it's under. I didn't realize that. So guys, here we go with it. You know what I mean? Like, you need to sit back and enjoy the show. This right here is it's about 7 minutes long, I believe. And it's the intro to it.
Go faster on more devices with Optimum. Get 1 gig fiber internet for as low as $65
79 views. Come on,
a
people.
month.
We could do better than that. I'm giving you the link. Like, share, and a comment. Miyagi! I almost had it, guys. Joanne, can we get a chopstick situation? There's a friggin' flylee in here. Yeah. We may have to have another episode of Bruce Lee. He's my student. He's my student. You know, I taught him everything he knows. You know. Back in the day, back to the future, Mark, you know, when I was doing it, when he was just a little boy, I was his sensei there in, you know, mainland China. I didn't do a racist thing. I just was there, white-faced, you know. They're like, look at Roundeye. That's me. I was Roundeye. I went out there doing it. Roundeye McGee. I went out, aye. I said, listen, I got a little something for you, Bruce Lee. It's called the 1-inch punch. I did it with my finger, though. I didn't do my fist. I did a finger. They still talk about me. Roundeye. I think that's, you know, a compliment. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Guys, sometimes I'm not really sure. Like, I don't speak the language, you know, so I was like, Roundeye, yeah, I'll do it. You know, that must be a good thing. Yeah. Everybody was saying it, so I was like, yay, Roundeye, I'm doing it. They put me on their shoulders going, Roundeye, Roundeye. I'm like, yay, I did it, I'm Roundeye. You know? Give me a statue. You know? Greatest sensei ever. Roundeye. If you go to the Takahashi Hall of Fame, you know, for Bruce Lee's memorabilia, Sensei, you know, is there. Roundeye. Everybody wanted to gather around and take a photo next to the statue of Roundeye. He's just maybe a legend at this point. You know? They're like, there's no way there was such a guy named Roundeye. The Sensei. Doing it for Bruce Lee. 1-inch punch. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no. Roundeye McGee. What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, your wheeze is obnoxious. You know, when call? We got this kid. We want you. He's gonna protege you. You know. What? Tell me about him. The kid's quick, very quick. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you if he's quick or not. Where are you gonna be? Down at the corner street gym. Show up at the corner street gym. You're gonna see this little kid. What's his name? I want to hear his name now before I bother going. His name's Bruce Lee. Sounds like a stupid name. I'll come down and check him out though. Roundeye out. You know, I showed up at the gym. Roundeye. I came in. You know, I'm doing high fives with everybody. Roundeye. That was the best. You know, Sensei Roundeye. You know, McGee. We won that year. You know, statue. Takahashi. You got to go check out the Takahashi Hall of Fame if you want to see the Roundeye statue and go take a picture with it. Send it to the Renaissance Man show. I will put it up. I'll making a deal with you. You go to the Takahashi Hall of Fame. You go take a picture in front of the freaking Roundeye Museum statue like this. And you got a picture like that. You send it in. I'll make it my cover photo for 2 months. Takahashi. Yeah, Roundeye. Look at, he's there. And remember the pose that I had is Roundeye. Whoa, like that. That was it, because I gave he was ready for the 1-inch punch. I was like, whoa, like that. And that's where you have to go with it when you're at the Takahashi. And you can get in front of it. So most people get in front of the hands, you know what I mean? And one person, somebody's like doing a high five with me. It was kind of funny, you know. Roundeye. I do a heck of a high five as Roundeye. When I was being, again, chanted in, they're chanting me in as Roundeye to go and check out Bruce Lee. I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do it, but like, you don't have to chant me in. You know, just be like, hey, Roundeye, what's up? Why don't you take a seat? Bruce Lee's here. Who's freaking Bruce Lee? 4-year-old kid, lightning fast. Check him out. All right, where do you want me to sit? Right there? No, I'm sorry. I'm Roundeye.
What happens when the prostate enlarges and the urine channel gets tight? You have an enlarged prostate. Do this 5 seconds Japanese morning.
I can't sit there. This is not appropriate for round. I mean, I got to be like right there in front of Bruce Lee if you want really to get my opinion on his talent. Oh, yeah, no, that's better. I'll go over there. What's that, Joe? No, Joanne, you're wheeze. Keep it down. We're watching a guy named Bruce Lee. Bro, Joanne's even there. With Roundeye. She was a junior assistant at that time. Her wheeze was a little lighter, and she didn't have the humongocarditis going on, so she was able to move around through doors. Now, no good. She can't go through a doorway anymore. Anyway, guys, there's nobody better than Sensei Roundeye. Like, when they still, Hall of Fame style. Remember, make sure you're looking them up at Takagachi Uchi. And do it. When you take the picture, send it in. It's going to be the banner of the At the Brink show. You know what I mean? Come back from the brink. You know, you come back from the brink when you see the Takagachi Hall of Fame. The photos. Everybody's dead at. You have to fight when you get there because there's like such a line. They're charging now. Yeah. At first they were doing it free, and now they're charging. Roundeye. When you're there and you're Roundeye and you show up and you're like, guys, I was Back to the Future, Mark. You don't realize this? I went back in time. I showed up. I was Sensei Roundeye. When I got in there, they were chanting me in. I was like, I don't want this life to end. Went to 2769. They're like, brief us. Met some stupid little kid. 4-year-old. They call him Bruce Lee. You ever heard of him? They're like, yeah, he's the greatest of all time. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I was making fun of him the whole time. You guys didn't tell me I was going to see Bruce Lee. Like, he's good? What are we talking about over here? I neck chopped that little kid. You know? He thought he was quick. I had to just give him a lesson from Roundeye. You know? He wanted to be trained. I'm sorry, sir. You can get mad at me for neck chopping Bruce Lee like I didn't know who the frig he was. You guys didn't tell me before. You got to brief me before you send me back in time to be Sensei Roundeye. That's the problem when you're dealing, you know, with a future situation. Sometimes they want you to be surprised, you know. Well, then that's on them. I neck chopped Bruce Lee. So, did it. Happened. I also taught him the 1-inch punch. Don't forget that. Sensei Roundeye by Menon. Don't forget your freaking speed stick. Right? If you don't go with a speed stick out there running around, antiperspirant. Guys, wow. When we're doing a live improv like that was pretty crazy. This is what I miss when we do that craziness. Let my mind just continue to keep going down the rabbit hole. I think it's funny. I was talking to someone the other day, like, it's so silly. All right, so we're back. That is the intro to who the sensei is. And so we take this to a new level where, of course, I'm talking you through some ideas where you're visualizing sensei as he's being held on the shoulders of the community there in Szechuan, They're freaking chanting him in. He needs that spot. There with Bruce Lee. He's going to be giving you freaking real impressions. You don't want to go out there and say, I think he's good. If you're going to sign that freaking guy, you got to have a real analysis of his talents and his shortcomings. Let's be honest. He's a freaking kid, Bruce Lee. I feel bad when I neck chopped him. He had to learn, though. There's only one master. Sensei Roundeye, He submitted after, Roundeye. Couldn't really talk for a few weeks, but then he submitted. I'll never disrespect you again, Roundeye. True genius. The way you neck chopped me. I gotta learn that one. He did, Job well done. What the freaking heck, Joanne? I put on the camera. I thought I pushed record on the camera. What am I doing over here? So, Joanne, shall we watch the newest episode of Sensei? The Sensei? Turtle in the house, my brother. Yeah, Turtle, that's right. Turtle sat in on one of those sessions. He was there. And they were like, excuse me, we only have room for one Sensei Roundeye. But Turtle was just like, I can do that, let me get in there. And when he started showing his speed, his quickness, they brought the block of ice out. Turtle. He didn't go through it like a turtle. So, it's like, it was almost like Miyagi himself was standing there. And he force. The force was Bruce Lee. Bruce Miyagi, Some people call Turtle Bruce Miyagi, Anyway, guys, this is the newest episode. I don't know. I hope you enjoy it. Tell me if there's an echo. I hope there isn't. I don't think there is.
During the show.
So I want to thank you for inviting me here. Tips. I am, after all, Sensei Roundeye. And if there's anybody who's going to get you on the right path, for the fight against Mike Tyson, Piston Honda over here, he knows he's up against it. And I get it, Piston. I get it. You look like you're ready to freaking, do it. I'm going to bring out the boards for you to get kind of your focus together and chopperoo it. I want to see you chopperoo it. Look at Sensei Roundeye has been doing this for a very long time. Okay, Bruce Lee, I taught him everything he knows, and you guys are here questioning Roundeye, right? Like, what are we talking about? I didn't go, to downtown China and find a little boy named Bruce Lee and teach him everything he knows to be second guessed by freaking Piston Honda over here. Like, are you good with that? Are you good with that? I don't think you should be good with that. What's that? I get it. You want to be the best. I'm sorry, there's only one best. His name was Bruce Lee, but that's because I trained him. Roundeye. Look, when you have a statue and you're in the Hall of Fame, Tamagotchi, you know, you've got to go along for the ride and just say thank you, really. You know, are you tooting? Like, what are you doing right now? I get it. You want to look pensive. You want to do the Piston Honda deal. It's working, I guess, but like, you also look like you're trying to drop a douche. And look, that's on you if you want to do a doucheroo. I'm just here trying to give you some tips for the big game. You know you're going up against Tong Po, right? Jean-Claude Van Damme and Tong Po, they're going to be there. It's kickboxing, you know, and you want to be the winner because his brothers, and you know, they kidnapped his brother. He's in a wheelchair too. So like, if you want to do the right thing, Spike Lee style, you're going to teach this guy how to take down Tong Po. And that's what I got from my elders. They said, look, Roundeye, we need you to bring it. We need you to bring the special sauce and give it to freaking Piston Honda. Because when he goes up against Mike Tyson and he wants to be, you know, the circuit leader, like circuit champion, you know, Piston Honda style, you're getting knocked down. Poor little Mac, you know. So guys, this is what happens when you're here. You're on the beach scenario and you're Roundeye, you know. Yeah, no, I can go for a bite to eat after, you know. Look, when you go through a day of training as Roundeye, you know, and you're trying to help the karate community do their best to maybe live in the lightest and the loosest form of a shadow of Bruce Lee, you know. 1-inch punch, I taught him that. Roundeye. You want me to get in here and do it too? I'm doing it too. Look, Roundeye. When Roundeye gets in the position, though, do you see the difference? Like you're kind of like, oh, look, I'm over here like an urn. I'm ready to just give homage to the gods. You don't even have any like balls of the feet stuff going on. Watch Roundeye. Watch what Roundeye does. Ready? Oh! You got to be ready. You know? Because what if you're doing this? And someone comes and like this little kick out of your freaking feet. You know? You weren't ready for it. You were doing you got to be in the position. You know? Look, that's just a freaking Roundeye exclusive. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are wondering, like, where do you get all the information from, Roundeye? I did it. You know? Like, sometimes you're just trying to get into it, and people don't. They can't grasp the experience that you had as Roundeye. You know, they wrote books about me. Roundeye McGee. When I was there in the jungles of Szechuan, I had to see if I could jump in tree to tree. Roundeye! Roundeye! That's why I learned the position. I could have been like tree to tree, like, look at me, I'm going tree to tree. Look, I'm just losing around, going tree to tree. I could have done that, you know? But instead, I was ready to go in the position, always, you know, to grapple that tree, you know. You want to be ready to grapple that tree, just as if it's an enemy. So I see you don't want to take my note. Roundeye, I'm here. I'm giving you the notes. I'm giving you the insights to be the greatest version of Piston Honda. And instead, you're just like, nah, I'm just going to stay like this. I'm doing this. I got my feet in the freaking sand. You got your head in the sand, you know, Roundeye. I gave you tutelage. You know, it's times like this that I miss Bruce Lee and the fact that he would listen. Yeah, he's always like, Roundeye, let me ask you a question. How would you go about 1-inch punching somebody? Sit down, young lad. Let me tell you all about it. I said, you get close to the guy and you're like, hold on, I'm on. And you just, boom, 1-inch punching him. And all of a sudden, he's throwing through a freaking wall. You know, that's a Roundeye, like, special move that you can only learn if you pay me $99.95 a day. And I'll bring you through the course of, you know, the 1-inch punch special. It costs you roughly $137,244.18 when we're all done. But you got a 1-inch punch! You know, like who's on? Who's in more? You guys got cash. I know it. You're not out here on the beach doing I want to be Bruce Lee unless you got cash in the bank. You know, like everybody else is working. You know, like let me ask you something, Piston. Who paid for this class for you to be with Roundeye today? I'm sorry. That's what I thought. You took it out of your freaking bank account because you're doing it. Because you're freaking cash loaded special. Like you don't know what to do with all that cash, right? Give it to Roundeye. A 1-inch punch. Will you tell your friends at the next party that you hired none other than Sensei Roundeye to teach you the 1-inch punch? Talk of the town. You know, like you want me to talk of the town, right? Piston Honda, he's a pretty good fighter. You want people to be like, Piston Honda's a bad motherfucker, you know what I mean? And you can't do that unless you let them know that you've been expertly trained by the master, Sensei Roundeye. But yeah, no, I know you agree. Look, you're still doing the stupid, like, stand up straight instead of squat thing, though. Like, I told you to do it. Oh! Get in the position, you know? Like, what is this? And what about you back here? Like, what the are you doing with that stupid face on? You know? It looks to me like you're about to cry back there. You're going to cry. There's no crying in your Sensei Roundeye's freaking class. All right? I'm here teaching you how to be the greatest karate master. Is one of your freaking traits to be the cry guy? Look at me! I'm crying while I do my stupid move. That's you. You know, look, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get down on you or anything, but like Sensei Roundeye has a very, very important detail you have to keep at forefront at all times. When you're in a fight, you don't show the guy on the other side you're gonna cry. Roundeye, you know, when you're doing it and you got a cry face on, tears streaming, someone's kicking you in the freaking throat. You know, I mean, like, that's just a given. Hold on, let me grab my tissues. Blah, neck chopped. You know, look, Roundeye is trying to get you guys prepared for the Chinatown War. You know, Kurt Russell is coming back. Big Trouble in Little China. When you're there, and all of a sudden they're looking for a girl with green eyes. What are you going to do then, right? You're not ready to take on Lopan? A girl with green eyes. He's there doing it. And you're not ready to take it on? They get her. They get the girl with the green eyes. Now you got to go dragons and all up against freaking Lopan. He's 9 feet tall. He floats. Underworld, you know. That's also on you. Because you could have done the right thing. And instead, you're like, I'm just going to go like this. Unreal. Unfreaking real. What's that? No, you think I'm being hard on you guys? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm Roundeye! I didn't get to be Roundeye by taking it easy on the class, okay? You think Bruce Lee would have been Bruce Lee if I didn't give him a freaking Roundeye elbow in the freaking Roundeye's neck? Special? Bruce Lee. You know, that was a student right there. Never questioned Roundeye. What can I do next, Roundeye? What do you want me to do next, Roundeye? I'll tell you. Just do that. He did it. And look what happened. Greatest of all time. You over here questioning everything. Questioning my motives. Why are you doing this instead of this? Well, because this looks freaking stupid. You look stupid like this. You should be like this. Well, let me ask you a question. Let's just play devil's advocate that your is good. What happened there? See, you didn't even see Roundeye. I came with the roundhouse. You know, I'm roundhousing it. You're piston Hondaing it. You got a freaking just big black and blue on the side of your face. But you were ready, right? Oh, I'm ready. No, I'm sorry. You weren't ready. Now you try it. Ready? Whoa! Oh, see, I'm ready to go. I'll give you an elbow in the freaking throat. Roundeye. You know, sometimes when you're in the middle of teaching the class and you gotta make an example out of one of the students. That's what Roundeye has to do in order to keep control of the class. You know, I'm sorry it's you today, Piston. I actually thought you were going to be a good student. I thought you were going to be one of my favorites, really. Like, you put your hand up every day. Like, I'd say something like, so what do you think hurts more? An elbow in the freaking neck or someone kicking you in the side of your face as hard as they can? And I thought you'd be the one every day, Piston. I'd be like, oh, I got an answer. And I'd be like, which one is it? You see, neither. I kick him right in the chest as hard as I can. And then he croaks. That's what you should say. But you didn't even say any of that. You're just like, and you're freaking doing the weird stance again. I don't know. I feel like I'm wasting my breath here, guys. You know, I told this guy what he should do. This is like a group message. When I tell Piston one thing, I'm telling all of you, okay? I'm sorry, Piston. I didn't mean to go in chest area on you. I'm telling you all, okay? Especially Dummy back here with the freaking cry. Stop crying, okay? Seriously. Don't make me call your mother. Can I ask you just... Side note question, really. Who paid for your service back there, Smiley McGee? All right. Trust fund. I told you. That guy's a trust fund back there. He's just freaking cashing, pulling the check. You know what you could do is you could just deposit those funds directly into Sensei Roundeye's account. Learn the 1-inch punch, and perhaps that will cause you to stop crying like a little baby. Just saying. Roundeye. You know, when you're in the process of hiring Roundeye for his extensive knowledge and experience... Right? You got to take advantage of it. Every breath, every verb, every vowel, every noun, every sound. Roundeye. You got to go home saying Roundeye. Like you getting home and you're taking a shower and all you're thinking to yourself is, Roundeye. What a friggin' lesson that was today from Roundeye. You know, he really gave it to me. Like, Piston, if you're not going the rest of your day saying to yourself, I got it today for Roundeye, in a positive way, like, you know, really, seriously, you and Dummy back here with the smile, crying, I'm so sad because I had to go and punch someone. Excuse me. Roundeye's going to teach you how to punch someone and not cry, okay? Afterwards, you may actually feel like punching somebody else, you know? I'm just saying, Roundeye will teach you how to do it without the fear of the crying. Anyway, guys, I'm getting kind of sick of the fact that I tell you what to do and you don't listen. Piston, work on the crouch, you know? You got to get a little bit more leg movement in there. I don't see any give in your knees. You ready to go? You know, like someone goes, you do the knee at the end. Roundeye, I'm telling you to do the knee, because then you get the knee, and then follow up with this elbow. Woo, you know, and then that last you come around, kick him in the, you know, I'm just saying, as high as you can get. Kick him in the chest, kick him in the chin, kick him in the ear. The ear is the worst place to kick somebody. That friggin' hurts. Again, just a little tip from Roundeye. Okay? So guys, I do appreciate the fact that you hired me today. 100K. I think 15 minutes is all you got. Yeah. You want a half hour? I would have done it for $1 million. You know, I can't do more than 15 minutes. You know, just Roundeye gets sick of how stupid people like Piston are. There's still, look, guys, right? What are we talking about? You know, I'm going to have to do a special on you. Like the guy who just doesn't get it, you know? I'd watch that one. I'm going to produce it. I'm going to watch it. I got nothing else to watch, you know? Roundeye. You know, when you're Roundeye, It's hard to find entertainment, because you've done it all. Bruce Lee, 1-inch punch. And then you get freaking Piston Honda. Anyway, listen, Piston, appreciate you. Not really. And you, stop freaking crying back there, okay? Roundeye out. It's freaking hot out here. All right. So, we're going to just kind of go through the list here and see if you guys are prepared for your first match on Saturday against Reseda. You guys know that they're going to bring it. They got Machio as the coach on their side, and you got Sensei Roundeye. So you got an advantage. Bruce Lee, yeah, he could crane kick. I 1-inch punch, do it Bruce Lee style. You guys are learning from the best, all right? So let's see if we can go through this, and I want to just gauge where we're going to put you. This is an A to F grade system here. You get an A or you get an F. And one of you guys is going up against Johnny, he's like, get my body back, like Johnny, you're like, that guy, you got to go up against him. So I want to know who's our strongest karate master in the bunch over here. Which one? You can't say the guy in the mask. Yeah, you can't say the guy in the mask. Guys, oh my goodness, that part in the middle when all of a sudden it broke into Big Trouble Little China, I couldn't stop laughing. You know what it is? Just breaking out after doing something random, just going, Roundeye is the craziest thing in the world to me. It makes me cry laughing every time I hear it. And I know it's me, and that's what's weird, but it's like, I've explained this before just so you guys understand. I don't get to appreciate what I do until after, and when I watch it with you for the first time. Like, when I'm editing these things, I'm not watching it. Like, there's 50 things I want to pull out of there and clean up, but and make, tighten in on a few scenes that I thought were like, oh, this is a great moment. I want to be close on that one little facial expression, and I didn't do it. So I got to do some more editing on it. But the reality is, I don't know anything I do in the moment because I am doing it in the moment. If I sit there for a second and think about it, it will be terrible. That's the first thing you need to realize. Number two, I am a fan, most of all, of what's being done as just seeing live creation, because I never had that opportunity before. Like, I've seen people improv, but I've never seen live creation, full scenes. So when I take my guy who did it hat off and put I want to be the fan of something like that on, I'm laughing as somebody who's watching something that's not me. And that's because I have that ability to realize what I'm seeing is there's nothing else like it. I can't find it anywhere else. So I take this approach and I view it as that's really not me. It's a character right there who's doing this. It is Sensei Roundeye. And I'm watching as if that was Adam Sandler or if that was somebody else up there doing that. But it just happens to be me. It's my character, and I'm freaking rocking it. And I'm laughing at it because it's funny, man. Holy cow, Roundeye. Like, I'm dying with that. And so the reality is, Trish asked me, do you dream about these things at night? How do you come up with this? We literally, and I'm not sure if Trish was here when that happened, but I thought and this is Wolf. Wolf, thank you so much. Because I got a note in and I tell you guys, sometimes I can't respond, but I mostly see the comments. One of them from Wolf was, I think we need a part 2 of Sensei Roundeye. And I was like, part 2. The moment I read that, I saw, why didn't I go into like a gym? That's all I thought. Why didn't I go into a gym? And literally that night, we went, or the night after, whatever it was, I just pulled up with you guys. I said, we're going to do a second round, and it's going to be of a gym, and let's pull it up. We need to find like something. And the gym was like an afterthought. We found this sand scene like on the beach with these 15, 20 people in their freaking gis. They're ready to do that. And I'm like, there's our scene. And we went with it. And I don't know what I'm going to say or do, so it's just a total stream of consciousness adventure. And what I find kind of interesting, I guess, is sometimes it's a moment taking place within that 20 minutes, whatever it was, 15 minutes, I think. and there's a really strong moment where something's happening, and then you'll see this kind of, I look off and just kind of go, and then I'll just look at it, and then something changes, and I think of a new thought, of a new place to go, and we're off, and it's crazy. It starts with some look off usually, and like some funny thing happens, and then it's just like I don't know. I like to do these look offs, as you guys know, and when I do that, it's almost like that's when my mind is thinking of where is this thing going next, and then we go, and then that, of course, is in the moment wherever the comedy seems to be for me is where I just go with it. And again, I don't know what kind of world we're living in today, and if anybody can relate to my type of comedy, but it is a guy on a green screen talking to himself, pretending everybody else is alive, and creating conversations and scenes with those people. Now, I could go as far as, because somebody sent the comments once, you should put everybody else's parts in there. I'm like, but that is the mystique of what we do. When I say, I'm sorry, and then I say, no, I of course I am. And I'm telling you what that person said. That's what makes it so great. I think I've always loved that type of vibe where like someone's pretending to have a conversation that's very, very real. It seems real. Like that's actually going on. Like how real is Joanne? Right? You guys can actually really hear her wheeze. That's how real Joanne is. No, Joanne, we didn't want you to pipe in and get on the microphone with your stupid wheeze. That's what happens when you bring her into the show. But we have some great scenes. Like we did one with Keith here. Keith wanted me to do some like bonfire music scene. And I had this bonfire behind me for a while. That was one of the things we did. We changed the background on the show many times. It was a New York City scene. We have it again, but this is the nighttime, which is cool because we're on at night. The other one was day, but I was on at night. It had never made any sense. But we're here. This is, I think, the go-to night show scene, It's like Fallon's. This is Jimmy Fallon's scene. And so basically I thought this would be a good thing to do because we are a talk show within the variety show and comedy music, whatever the heck it is. But I'm just really pumped that for me, even when I'm looking for something funny, I don't go, and I think this may sound weird, I don't go and look for SNL. I don't go and look for some old movie that I saw 15 years ago, like Friday or Pulp Fiction or whatever that has some comedy, whatever, Christopher Walken. I don't. I use those are in my memory, and I'll do them as impressions, But I'm usually going back and I'm looking at something that we did here or popping on one of my films because I think they're crazy funny, and I just laugh at that stuff. I laugh at it, and sometimes I say, well, you know what? If nobody else is going to watch it, I'm going to watch it. And I haven't watched some of them in a while, like most of the feature films. I saw Batmark versus Supermark because it had a little resurgence recently, which is kind of cool on Reddit. And we haven't watched Three's Company in a while. That's a very funny movie. And honestly, when I watch it, it inspires me to create more. And I think it's funny that there's some running jokes that continue throughout all the movies and all the scenes. Like almost all of them, I make a joke about how you should do the right thing, Spike Lee style. And I always say something like about doing the right thing, like Danny Aiello or whatever. And I bring this like Spike Lee. I always have these old school references to movies that only people my age and around my age will get. Like my son was watching Roundeye the other day. He was laughing, but then when I started making references to like Lo Pan and Big Trouble Little China, he didn't get it, but I know a lot of people will. That was a freaking cult movie. I watched that movie so many times when I was a kid. Lo Pan, girl with the green eyes. That was my freaking favorite movie. Jack Button. That guy was the best. He had the best accent for those movies, the way he talked. It wasn't like offensive. He had this up and down talk. Jack Button. I'm looking for a girl with green eyes. You're like, wow. He had like an English accent. It was cool. Sometimes you're driving down the road and monsters coming on your truck in the middle of the night. You gotta ask yourself, what kind of guy are you? You gonna buckle? You gonna get up there and whatever the frig he says? This is Jack Burton. So we have new strings. I gotta take out my guitar. I need my BeatSeat. Thank you, S. Coop. You rock. Somebody freaking messed up with my. All these gonna be off now. All right, we can work that out. Forget it. guys ready to rock? The BeatSeat. The first drum for guitar players. Hand-built by yours truly, invented by yours truly, patented by yours truly. You can get one from yours truly at BeatSeat.rocks, which I'm sure S-Coop is most likely dropping into the scene at ZMML. This right here is a backdrop. On that backdrop, we freaking rock and roll. Light show. Roundeye. When you're down it, he comes out to watch the show. Make sure you're doing a good job, or else you get a neck chop. You don't want one. You do want to play the BeatSeat though, because it's a heck of a lot of fun. Joanne, can you do me a favor or fix the backdrop scene thing? Yeah, because I'm here and you're messing with me. There we go.
falling of time. All alone, lost, walking in circles, cascading visions of past time, a past world. You can't grasp anything more now. Is lost on most of us. We can't tie an experience to the Lord. Some of us can tell stories, some of us can make a bridge to the truth. Yeah, if you're listening, I'll tell you, yeah. Open your ears, I got a story for you. "17 years old, oh, I'm just a part of a thing called young life, yeah, you see. We get together everywhere. Each week, you see, we sing, yeah, we get to words of truth, yeah. Priest, he's speaking of the love coming at you. Oh, as a young man, you at a crossroads. We go away, to say the least. What if everything began in the moment? Yeah, the past, the future, even now it's all taking place in the moment. Let me explain. You see, I had a question asked of me just the other day from a 6-7-year-old girl. Says, hey, if God created me, who created God? I say, I don't know, gotta ask everyone to see what comes back across the lifeline. I'm left with one conclusion: God is everlasting. All creation happens in the moment. Therefore, the beginning and the end is right here, right now, yeah. The world is being created right now in this moment, yeah. It's ending in this moment. Every moment's in this moment right here. Put your mind around that, can you? I can't, but I'm trying. That's what's really going down, yeah. So when she asks who created God, I'd say God created God. God created everything, yeah. God has always been, yeah. There's no end, there's no no beginning is. It's all right here, right now, in the moment. Time's not linear, no. All happens in the moment. All in the moment. All happens in the moment. All happens in the moment. It 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 all happens in the moment. Happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. Happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. Happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the It all happens in the moment, yeah. It happens in the moment, yeah. Every moment, yeah, of this eternity. Can you grasp such a concept? It's hard for me, but I'm trying to see the way it probably is, yeah. Oh, everything's happening simultaneously, yeah, yeah, in the moment. If you can break free, I'm here to help you find this moment. Can you see? It all happens in the moment, yeah, 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 yeah. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. happens in the moment. It all happens in the So they try to take you away from this moment every day. It all happens in it all happens in when Joanne's here trying to destroy the vibe, when it all happens in the moment. Imagine that for a second. Imagine if everything was being created right now in this very second, always, always. Like the beginning is right now, always. And what I mean by that is that the very second that exists that we're in right now is when the creation of time took place. And it's when the ending of time takes place as well. And every other moment within time is all right here in this very moment. That's what just came out. So I don't know. It's just what something wants us to think. And I think, when there's those ideas come out of this moment, it's important to realize, because there is really no answer to that unless that's the answer. When my daughter says to me, "Hey, okay, God created us. Well, then who created God?" Well, however, if God created God in a way, because God is the beginning and the end of all, that means that God created the moment. God created time, everything, in this very moment here, and it continues on forever. There is no ending to this moment. It's this moment forever. The beginning of time, the end of time, and everything in between is right here in this very second. And if you could connect to it, you could find the magic of this universe, the magic of time and of everything that we are. And this is why they keep us distracted. This is why they keep us away from each other, why they keep you away from this show, because we've figured out a way to crack the code of the moment every night, 4+ years. And so in life, I'm learning something. I didn't realize this until now, and it's quite frightening. Everybody who we look at and admire now in time, we look back and say, wow, that person was revered. We revere that person. But most times that person was either murdered, not appreciated, and their talent, their contribution to time is only remembered by the people who know what's good and what's bad. But in the moment, evil mostly prevails, and it's fucked up. I didn't realize this about it's Valentine's Day. Let's talk about this. This is interesting.
Please be considerate and don't.
Roundeye. So, Valentine's Day, Saint Valentine. Saint Valentine. Wow, he's a saint. How's he a saint? That's so cool. He must have lived a nice long life, and he died an old man in some sort of he was a priest, right? He's done it. No, Saint Valentine was basically all men at this period of time. The king of this, I thought it was Rome or wherever it was. Said men and women couldn't get married because he wanted men to focus on the war that they were trying to win, and he felt that men were too focused on their families and that he needed to keep men from starting families for a period of time. So he banned marriages. So Saint Valentine goes out and behind the back of the king, he's marrying people and trying to keep love alive. People who are in love and want to marry, he marries them. Well, the king finds out and murders him, has his head cut off, and he's killed. And today we're like, let's get flowers and freaking chocolates for Valentine's Day. The freaking guy was murdered because he did the right thing. Throughout time, the people who do the right thing are persecuted. Most times they're freaking murdered. It sucks that we live in a world where the people who could really make a difference are freaking executed one by one. And that's really what we have going on in this crazy, crazy existence. Anybody who gets close to making a difference and actually creating some sort of impact that could be positive, watch your freaking back. And I think the reason is these entities or whatever they are that are like this within our existence, they understand that it all takes place right here in this very moment. And if they could rob you from that, then you've got nothing. So everything's a distraction until they can rob you of it, you know? But I'm kind of digging on that idea that God is now, right in this very moment, creating the world, the existence of time. Everything that we see was created right now. And right now, and always. Because that moment is where time was, and it started and ends. Where God started and ends, right here in this very second. Now, that's again like a very broad idea. The word God is even something we made up. It's a man-made word. I don't know what the right word is. I think it's just the feeling you have. God is a feeling. It's not a word. And that's why I often express to people, I'd prefer you to not feel so pigeonholed into your religions. When we come here and we're together on this show, it's about the core of all religions. Love, positivity, connecting, music, lifting each other up. And within that, you could bring that to every religion and we could all connect. But there is something I always thought quite interesting. There's been more death in the name of God throughout time than any other cause. But the reality is, these people kill each other over their God and whatever they consider to be God. And that's not the reality. The reality is, we all believe a feeling. Our faith, anything that we have, a connection to God, to Jehovah, to whatever you want to call him, I think El was before. There's some deep stuff here. I think it was Chris even who said this. Turtle said something about El. So who's El? So I'm looking it up. And El's like the original God, like before Yahweh. I'm like, what? So guys, we don't even know the full story. You know, there's gods before Yahweh, and Yahweh's the guy we know of as God. So who the freak were the gods before the gods? The first God ever, his name is El, E-L. And it's like, I don't understand now, what are we really talking about? Who's the real God? If you had El, and then you had this, and then you have Yahweh, and then you have Jesus, and you have like, wait a second, what? It's just a line of different names, and like, what is the real beginning here? That's why I say we have to stop being caught up on a name and start being, you know, like appreciative that we are a creation in this existence, in this moment here that we're thankfully a part of, and do something to contribute. That's all we have to try to say and do. Elron. Guys, I think that coffee's gone bad. Doesn't taste right. It was freaking delicious. And then, yeah. I think what I did there is I threw in some extra warm coffee into what was already like a coffee from earlier. And that milk, when you put hot coffee into milk, maybe even it was only, I don't know, a few hours back, it still tastes like freaking aish, you know. What's that? No, Joanne, you can have a sip. Here you go. Joanne, don't freaking eat the freaking cup. You know. What? Joe, you liked it? You have a little more. Joanne, don't take the straw out and sip my coffee out with a straw. How loud and annoying was that, guys? Yeah, hearing her straw it. Wheezing and strawing. Joanne, you know, that's her contribution, is the wheeze while strawing. By Menon. Guys, when you're doing a by Menon situation and you write a new song that goes like this. Woo! Joanne! That's a jammeroo! It all happens in the moment. Yes, it happens in the moment. Yep, like Joanne's wheeze, but you gotta get into the... She's trying to get my coffee. Sipping it with a freaking straw.
It all happens in the moment, yeah. It all happens in the moment, yeah.
That's pretty. I gotta throw that in there just for the hell of it.
It all happens in the moment. 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 It happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. Happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. Happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. Happens in the moment. It all happens in the moment. Yeah.
Guys, that's some freaking fire right there. It all happens in the moment. Doing it. You know, sometimes when you're in the middle of it and you're doing it at the same time, it's a good day. Tomorrow, it's Friday night, cover song night, as you know. We do it. And we get into it. Joanne adds a little background wheeze for some texture, as per usual. And we throw it in the loop, you know, and then I do a mixer. I got the DJ equipment out. When you start scratching with Joanne's wheeze, woo, gold records, you know, and then we're good. We're good with gold, you know. We could go for a gold, Joanne, right? She keeps saying, "I keep telling you, you do the loop with the wheezeroo, and you're gonna get a gold." I keep telling her she's crazy. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna write another song like "Go Away Right Now," or go write a song like freaking "It All Happens in the Moment," and that'll be gold. And she's like, nope. The only gold you're gonna have is DJing my wheeze into a freaking loop, and then you got a gold. You don't have to say anything, just wheezing, DJing it with the wicka 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 wheezy wheezy wicka wicka wheezy wheezy McGee back there, you know, gold, double platinum, really. I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 or 4 on the wall. You got the gold, and you got the diamond, you got the platinum, you know, and then all of them have a picture of Joanne's freaking wheezy heart on it, you know. They couldn't get a picture of Joanne. There's no... You kidding me? Oh, Joanne, look, we got your eyeball. We got a portion of your heart. The left ventricle. Just a little small portion of the left ventricle because it's ridiculous. You know, the size of that thing is ridiculous. They took a landscape camera, Joanne. They took a picture of it with the landscape camera from Washington State. You're here in Connecticut. And they still couldn't get more than like a freaking portion of your left ventricle. That's on you, Joanne. That's on you. You know, what's that? No, Joanne, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be insensitive. I realize it's a birth defect. Ish. Right? Ish, Joanne. We know ish. We understand your kind of belief in science, psyops. When you're a part of the psyop, well, you're a part of the problem, you know. What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne, you're part of the problem. She goes, I'm not, but yes, you are. Goodness, your father's George Soros. You know, like he's the reason we have a lot of issues right now with like hatred and race wars. Palpatine. You know, when George Soros decided to play Palpatine, and they got a price cut because they didn't need any makeup. You know, he just showed up. They threw a robe on that freaking dude. You know, they're like, he looks like he's freaking decaying already. Let's throw a robe on him. You toss him out there in front of the camera. And the camera adds 15, so let's see if we could shoot him from a fucking mile away, you know, because that dude, you know, with the Soros, you know, turtle mask, you know, he's got a frog turtle face, guys. Froggy, right? And turtle. Double, he's got a frog and a turtle face. And a black robe on as he threatens the Skywalker name. And you want to know whether or not you should watch that episode. Soros. You know, Lucas came in under budget because of that call, you know. Hold on, I'm on. George. Yeah. I gotta put, you know, I'm sorry, look, I can't hear you, George. Your freaking voice is ridiculous. It's George Lucas. Look, you know, I shoot on 2, you know. 1, and then we're going. Are you down with doing, you know, the role of Palpatine with that ridiculously stupid voice you've got? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not doing an impression of you. I just think it's ridiculous, and we want to use it because you scare the hell out of everybody. My daughter called me. She's 28. She said, Dad, you need to hire Soros for your next Star Wars movie. I said, who? Who's Soros? I looked you up. You're doing pretty well. Not as well as me, but you're doing well. Yeah, for Bill. Yeah. How do you got? Yeah, that's cool, I guess. Look, bottom line is this. If you want to be a part of the franchise, I'll give you a part of the back end. But we're not paying you more than SAG maximum because we don't have to put any makeup on you. You just show up. You put the robe on. You go. Oh, one more thing, George. This is actually a shoe-in as well. What about Jabba the Hutt? Hear me out. We don't need any prosthetics. We don't need any makeup. We just lay you on your freaking side. Crane, boop, 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 boop. You're laying there. Princess Leia comes over with some freaking grapes. You, bang, biggity boo. You're laying and doing your grape deal, you know.
It's me, Jabba the Hutt. Mibuki.
You do the Mibuki thing as Jabba. And you could also just, if you want to throw a Jabba ranks in there, Jabba every once in a while, just to, you know, to break it up. I'm down, okay? But I need to understand 2-for-1 special, okay? Double decker. You go in there, you do a robe, and then just take it all off. You lay on your freaking side, you know, wrinkles and all, looking like a freaking pug laying on your side, you know what I mean? And Leia comes over with the grapes. Win. Hey. Yeah, no, I can't hear you. Have your agent call our people. Let us know if you're down. Remember the fee, and this is part of the franchise. All right, George. So if you want to be a part of it, you know, like I suggest you call your agent immediately, and you're like, I'm going to be a part of Star Wars as the freaking guy without any makeup, without any prosthetics. I'm just in it because I'm a freaking gross, disgusting human being. Yeah, that's right. And when you do it, you give people nightmares. Palpatine, you know, you're doing a Palpatine. you know, and everybody's joining for like just the scene. Everybody wants to see the scene shot, you know, like every single actor that was a part of the experience, every freaking camera grip, every assistant director, every single lighting coordinator, they all are circled around watching you do your scene, George. They're there watching you lay on your freaking side naked, eating the grapes as Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the robe too, and doing Palpatine. But most importantly, everybody's standing around to watch you lay on your freaking side. Neuteroo, we throw on a mermaid suit, so you got the legs, and then you're eating grapes. Your voice is dead on. You're good, right? Body's dead on. Looks like you're freaking already dead. Like they dug you up, and you're like, you know, we're good to go. Scaring me already. I'm thinking about it, you know. Yeah, no, we'll see you on set next Thursday. That's right. No, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. You know what I mean, George? George? Oh, gosh almighty. That voice is just the worst, George. Save it. Don't say another word till we get you on set. I want you on camera with that stupid voice. And ridiculously disgusting body laying on its side, crane style. Beep, beep, beep. We're all doing it, you know, laughing at you. I mean, with you, you know. George, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I don't want to hear another word, you know. Yeah, no, you don't need any makeup. I mean, not even like a lady comes over and just puts a little blush on. No, you're good. Like, you're creeping the freaking hell out of everybody. Good to go. You know, the first person in history that doesn't even need like a little bit of like that base, so you don't like to have a sheen on the camera. Like, you're good to go. You're looking like a claymation. Yeah, no, I mean, like, really. That's not like we're making you look like a claymation. You freaking are. You look like a claymation. Like, how you, when I see you on TV, I'm like, that dude just looks like a cartoon character, you know? So that's what we're going to go with, okay? Cartoon character, disgusting mess, doesn't need any makeup because of, you know, as I just said, disgusting mess. Yeah. Yeah, George, exactly. You're good. Call your agent, call our people, lock it in. We'll see you next Thursday, laying on the side like a pig. Yeah, you sound like an a-hole. You are an a-hole. I'm sorry. Look this is just a total prank. This is not George Lucas at all. This is George Chukas. And this is his assistant telling you that you didn't get the gig. Yeah, that's right, stupid George freaking Soros. I was just pretending. You're not even up for the job. They already hired. It's all freaking CGI. They don't need a stupid guy like you. Hello? Just kidding, George. This really is George Lucas. I was messing with you. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just sometimes joke and say that my name is George Chukas and that I have an assistant. I don't have an assistant. I'm 4 billion in now, you know, but like, I still don't have an assistant. I don't believe in it, you know. I do believe in Chukas, though. Every once in a while, I'll get on the line as Chukas. Excuse me. Yeah, this is George Chukas, just calling on behalf of George Lucas. Yeah, no, not the same guy. Look, I just wanted to find out if I can get a reservation for George tonight. No, not Chukas, for George Lucas. I didn't call. I said on the behalf of George Lucas. You know, I can't believe when people do that. I asked you on behalf of, and you're freaking saying Chukas? No, Chukas is my name. I'm the coordinator. I'm George Lucas's assistant. See, that's what I do. And, you know, I was just pretending with you. You know, you do have the gig. There's nobody else. We can't think of anybody else for the gig. You know, like, who are we going to hire? I don't want to spend the money on CGI. Okay. I figure we have a human that can play both parts at the same time for one freaking fee. Win, win, win. Yeah, Chukas. That's right. No, that's my alter ego. This is George Lucas. Just make sure you tell them it's Lucas. They don't deal with Chukas. When Chukas calls them, they hang up. Yeah, I don't have any weight as Chukas when I call my own firm. So you got to call and you ask for actually Lucas for me. You know, $4 billion man. You know, Chewbacca shows up. You know, if you don't, he'll come and rip your arms off, and then all of a sudden you're like just a freaking chest walking around. You can't open doors anymore. You have to open them with your teeth. Yeah. All right. Yep. Chukas out. Lucas out. Sorry about that. Guys, when you get George Soros on the line and you book him live on the freaking show, That is a night to remember. You know, what's that? No, Joanne, I forgot to tell him you wanted to say hi. Gosh almighty. You know, guys, Joanne didn't know that she was a Soros until recently. We had to do that freaking, 23andMe. We took chloroform. We knocked Soros down. We took his freaking saliva sample, sent it out. 23andMe. Maury Povich came down. You are the father. It was crazy. There was a guy running around that said, "Oh, no way, you are the father." And it was nuts. Joanne Soros. We know now. But Joanne, I'm sorry. I forgot to put you on the line. Do you want me to call him? You want me to call him back? You want me to call him back, Joanne? You want me to call your dad back and see if I can, put you on the line? Oh, booked you for a gig with Soros. With Lucasfilms. DreamWorks. We're doing it together. It's a joint venture. You want me to call and disrupt that venture? I'm sorry, Joanne. I just can't allow you to mess with a good thing, So anyway, fam and friends, you got to go away. Yeah. Oh, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed Sensei Roundeye, the bit that we did tonight. Sometimes we're doing it. A lot of times we're doing it. And a lot of times,
Easy views.
we hit on some pretty interesting stuff. I think. I hope you agree, and tomorrow when we do it all over again, we'll play some cover songs and maybe jam out on them a bit. It's a pretty cool song tonight. There was nothing good until there was something good. A lot of jamming, and then there was only a verse, and then there was some good hook. So it'll be a shorter song, which we actually need more shorter songs, but I can't get rid of any of that jamming in the beginning. That was pretty much fire, so we have to go back and listen. Chris Donaldson, Jim, Pamela Swan, S. Coop, Random Frog, my friend, you are amazing. And we of Liberty and Freedom, thank you again for sending me a note saying, I think we need a round 2 of Sensei Roundeye, because I think Sensei Roundeye killed it on round 2. We have to do a round 3 now. We have to finish off we didn't get, which is the rest of that scene with the masked people in the gym. Maybe tomorrow? We could do it during the cover night? We'll see. Virginia, oh goodness, Pamela, S. Coop, We of Liberty, Chris and Jim tomorrow. We'll do it all again. If you're out there and you're doing a lurkaroo, I do appreciate you. Spread the word. We'll be back tomorrow, day 1509 in a row. It's Mark Pires. We're on our way to 1600, fam and friends. See you tomorrow. It all happens in the moment. Yes, it does. See you tomorrow.